Peace, my YouTubers. How everybody doing? It's LP Prince back at it again, for another episode or edition of Before You Do Something and the impact that it have on your life. I had a pretty interesting day today, and it started off with the courts, and it ended with the detention center. And what I'm noticing amongst the young people is that they are having a really difficult time dealing with grief. The past day when I was leaving the detention center, a young lady told me, she said, "Mr. Prince, I don't know how to deal with grief." Her father was he was taken away from her right in front of her face. I'm trying to make sure I use the appropriate words so that, I say you got to be real careful and selective with your language. Her father was taken away from her right in front of her face. And she's having a really difficult time coping with the loss of him. Then another young man asked me today, "How do you deal with it?" And I ain't really had no simple answer for them, for real, because there's no simple answer to it. I think the most important step in this process is that we got them even thinking about how to deal with it. I can't say that I'm an expert on it, because I'm not. I just know that either you're going to find a productive way to deal with it, or you're going to find yourself drowning in it. Shout out to my cousin Marcus for the energy that you gave today, bro, to them children. And I know how raw you bring it, and I appreciate and I respect it. Because at the end of the day, we're doing what we're doing for the reason that we're doing it. And I thank you for the support. I thank you for the encouragement. Thank you for the love, God. And he said something to me today, because the recidivism rate within the detention center is constantly growing. And it makes me wonder how I need to further approach this work. Because it's like, okay, the staff may get the message. The kids may get the message while they are in the confines of the detention center. But if you coming back, are you really getting the message? So what I'm thinking is, okay, what's going to enable us to be able to measure the results? Because it's going to be some people that you're going to impact, and you ain't even going to know that you impacted them. But we got to do something. We can't sit on the sideline. I guess I'm at a point right now where I'm going to have to really, really go back and evaluate how I'm my approach to this work, because I don't want to get complacent in it. I think that's what I'm striving to say. I don't want to get complacent. I don't want to get, beside myself as if, I done figured it all out, because I haven't. I'm learning through the process. And what is the process teaching me? As of right now, one of the most important areas that need to be addressed when dealing with these youngins is grief. I need to get so familiar with it that I can share my understanding and my experiences in dealing with it or suppressing it. Because I think I've become, pretty equipped on both ends of it. When my prison experience, it was more block out, not feel. My societal experience dealing with it is, at one point it was trying to use, things to help me feel better about it so that I wouldn't have to feel. So now I look at it and I say to myself, okay, you can't take that approach, Prince, because that's only going to make matters worse, and it's not really going to address whatever it is that you're dealing with. So what is going to be the best approach to dealing with grief? I want to be able to give my kids some working solutions, but I also want them to know that it's not no overnight fix. I still deal with the loss of my mother and the impact that had on me. So I got some things to figure out, y'all. And I'm going to need each and every one of you to give me some insight, some input on things that you have done in dealing with it. And even if you don't know the answers, let's just try to brainstorm to try to figure out something. Because this is what the kids are asking me about. Grief. I think I might even try to look this definition up real quick, because it might start with that, What is grief? So that's pretty much what's on my mind right now. I had a young lady, she wants me to come to her court case tomorrow, right? And then I'm thinking to myself, well, I keep going to court for you and you keep doing the same thing. Do I not show up for you? Or do I go and from there allow you to just, buck the process or something like that? I don't know. These last 2 days in the detention center have been really hard, right? But look, it says for grief, deep sorrow, especially that's caused by someone's death. This says, what are the 7 steps of grief? First was shock and disbelief. Then it had denial. Then it had guilt. Then it had anger and bargaining. Then it had depression, loneliness, and reflection. Then reconstruction, or working through, and then acceptance. It says, why is grief painful? Grief begins in the brain, but it affects the whole body. The moment we learn of our loss, our brain triggers the fight or fight response. The heightened state puts extra stress on our organs and bodily functions, and we usually experience it for a few minutes to 48 hours. What does grief do to your body? Grief can cause a variety of effects on the body, including increased inflammation, ache, joint pain, headaches, and digestive problems. It can also lower your immunity, making you more susceptible to illness. Okay. So we got some stuff to figure out, y'all. Y'all have to please pardon me, man, for my energy. But after going through the things that I went through today, and this is kind of, it's almost 8 o'clock. And the reason why I'm recording, because I want y'all to see all aspects of me. And I want you to know that I struggle just like anybody else struggles in certain areas. But Prince is always looking to try to improve and figure things out to make himself better in the situation. Shout out to the brother Stefan that we met today, and his willingness to try to bring us into some spaces where our message can potentially resonate with others. just a lot, man. And I really, really want to figure this thing out. So maybe tomorrow I will start. I think that it might be better for me to record at an earlier time as opposed to at night, but based upon the absorption of the feelings and emotions and the thoughts of the interactions I have with others. It's emotionally taxing. It really is. And to look in these young people's eyes and to see them really crying out for help, yeah, that puts something on you, man. So we need all hands on deck in regards to this subject of grief. And not just all hands on deck. We need to be able to process how our grief is affecting us and the relationships that we have with other people. It's a little tedious work, but nevertheless, I trust and I know that we had to know the knowledge, the willingness, and the desire to get this subject at the forefront of the conversation. Because I'm telling you what the kids are telling me. Right? Maybe they're telling you something different, but I'm just speaking from my experiences and the conversations that I'm having. And it's just compelling me to have that discussion. So grief is here. This is what we're going to deal with and how to communicate it, how to regulate it, and how to elevate above it. Y'all with me? Yeah. Is y'all with me? All right. So y'all already know what it is, man. Like I said, it's my energy today. And I'm here debating whether or not I need to go back to the courts with a young lady who has been in there several times. I believe in her, man. She has to make some adjustments in her character, and she's going to be okay. But like I told her, I can't keep spending all my time coming to court for you because there's too many other kids that have other issues that need to be addressed. And once you understand that the people are there for you, man, you got to use that resource to make your life better. So before you do something, think about the impact that it has on someone else's life, yo. But most importantly, before you do something, think that the person that you might be dealing with might be caught up in the grief cycle and just feel like they have no other options. It's always respect, it's always love, man, and most importantly, man, it's always peace, man. I'm Prince and I'm out of here. Peace.